So what I would suggest is that if you have an interest in upgrading at any point in time, you probably should contact your account manager and schedule a call with myself or another one of the engineers here at RightStar, and we can kind of walk you through that process and what would be involved with that and the level of effort. But again, I think that there's enough significant changes not only to the product but to the processes and to the performance of the application in terms of how the client-side business rules are written and things of that nature that you really want to consider upgrading it at some point. Not to mention the fact that some of the older versions are not even supported, so depending upon what version of Alignability you actually implement it with. Okay, so with that, one other point I should make is that once and this is just kind of the disclaimer, but once you apply Service Pack 1 to your 10.1 environment, it's really not recommended to do any type of a rollback. So you just really need to make sure that you test this fully before you make any attempt to apply that to your existing environment if you were to do that. Which, by the way, I really would not recommend just trying to apply the SDE 10.1 to your existing environment. Again, you're not going to take advantage of those improvements to rules and so forth. Okay, so prerequisites for the upgrade, you have to have Service Desk Express Align APM 10.1, and that requires BMC Service Desk Express Service Pack 1 or 10.1 with Service Pack 1, and also the SDE Mobility application requires the first Service Pack and .NET Framework 4.0 to be installed. So with that, if there's any questions, let me look at the chat log here and see if there's any questions that we have. And I'm not seeing any questions at this point. But if you do have some questions, feel free to send a chat. I'll be glad to address those. In addition to that, you also can raise your hand through the your GoToWebinar interface, and I can unmute your line. I can't unmute everyone. We only have a limited number of individuals that we can unmute the lines for. But any questions at this point? No?
Ron, there is a question about Android mobility support. Did you see that one?
No, I'm not seeing that, but I can answer that question. At this point, the Android operating system is not supported for that. Well, let me phrase it. With the BMC Mobility, Android is not supported. With the RightStar Magic Mobile product, that is supported. So we do support the Android operating system with the RightStar Magic Mobile solution. But the BMC version does not support Android at this time. The only way that you're going to get the mobility through BMC is through the Apple App Store. Okay? All right. So Valerie, are you seeing any other questions that maybe I'm not? Oh, now I see the question there.
That's all I see.
Okay. All right. Well, I know this was a relatively short and brief webinar, but certainly if you've got some questions, don't hesitate. Again, and we can have one-on-one conversations to review these further or review your upgrade options with APM.